Roanoke Valley to prepare first responders for the worst-case scenario.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 5. I'm Brittany McGraw.
And I'm Duke Carter. Another day with no agreement as the deadline to reach a deal approaches.
Negotiators worked all day, and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says they'll continue working towards a deal after the Memorial Day holiday. NBC's Alice Barr explains some of the remaining hurdles when it comes to reaching a deal.
With pressure mounting 1 week before the U.S. could default on its loans, President Biden insisting negotiations are ongoing while acknowledging the hurdles that remain.
Speaker McCarthy and I have a very different view of who should bear the burden of additional efforts to get our fiscal house in order.
That after fireworks on the floor as House Democrats pile blame on Republicans, accusing them of forcing the nation to the edge of default.
You've made a political calculation that you will be successful in 2024 if you crash the economy.
House Republicans already passed a bill to raise the debt ceiling, but it comes with steep spending cuts. They're standing firm that the Biden administration must agree to spend less this year than last.
We want to make sure we have an agreement that's worthy of the American public.
But without a deal in hand, Americans could start suffering real consequences. The top credit rating agency, Fitch Ratings, now warning it could downgrade the U.S. credit rating if a deal can't be reached by the Treasury Department's June 1st deadline. Financial markets jittery as investors watch for fallout.
All of these independent auditors, if you will, are worried that the United States, because of this brinksmanship, is not going to hold on to its reputation to pay its bills on time and in full.
A credit downgrade would quickly trickle down to everyday Americans, bringing even higher interest rates for bonds, mortgages, car loans, and credit cards.
Negotiations will continue, but House members are headed home for the weekend, told they'll be given 24-hour notice if they have to come back to Washington, underscoring the urgency. Fellow Democrats are now pressing President Biden to make a primetime address to explain to Americans how dire this situation is and what he's doing to try to solve the crisis. From the White House, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Our long holiday weekend is on the horizon, so we are keeping an eye on the skies.
We're definitely working for you, but it's not really us. It's this guy, the man with the plan, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanna, which is going to tell the folks, well, you better let them know about what's going to happen for their weekend, bro.
Yeah, I will. I will. And I can tell you this. The forecast is looking better for parts of the weekend and looking worse for other parts of the weekend.
That's why we refer them to you. I'm not getting
right.
We'll get to that in 1 second. I want to show you what we're seeing outside right here, right now. Many of us are dry. We are seeing a little more cloud cover right now than what we had outside earlier today, but nevertheless, most of us are dry. Let's head towards Giles and Bland counties. That is where we are starting to see a few showers or thunder showers starting to develop right in there near Mountain Lake, just north of Harrisburg. Also 1 or 2 cells in southern Bland County, a couple more near Athens and West Virginia. We're going to continue to see that chance for a few showers or thunder showers along that I-77 corridor and points west here through about 10 or 11. Therefore, this evening, any mountain thunder showers will eventually taper off later this evening. Temperatures will fall into the lower 60s by 10. Tomorrow's a dry day. Starting out Friday with some sunshine, ending the day, though, with more cloud cover. So clouds roll in Friday, starting out temperatures 40s and 50s with highs only in the lower 70s. So a cool day for us on Friday. Let's talk about the Memorial Day weekend. Look at Saturday and Sunday. Highs only in the mid to upper 60s, lower 70s by Memorial Day itself. I think the first half of Saturday is dry. It's late Saturday into Saturday night when rain chances start to increase. Sunday's the wettest out of the holiday weekend days with some passing showers left over on Memorial Day. Duke?
Jeff, thank you. Organizations in the area are showing their support for a girl and her family affected in a tragic accident. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office posted this picture today saying they wore pink to show support for Aubrey Scaletta. Aubrey is a 6-year-old girl who lost both her feet in an accident last week. We're told their daughter will likely stay at Carilion for quite some time following a 6-hour surgery to repair her amputated feet. Now, there is a GoFundMe that has raised over $40,000 for the family, and we have a link to that on our website at WSLS.com.
A federal judge has sentenced the founder of the far-right group known as the Oath Keepers to 18 years in prison. Stewart Rhodes was convicted on seditious conspiracy charges, which have rarely been used by courts in the past 150 years. The judge that sentenced Rhodes said the charge equates to domestic terrorism.
There's a new tool to track a crime and put violent offenders behind bars.
Today, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies announced a new push to fight gun violence in Southwest Virginia.
10 News reporter Lindsay Kennedy is live in Roanoke. And Lindsay, what do they have to say?
Today, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Virginia, Chris Kavanaugh, announced the next phase of his department's violent crime reduction strategy. They're essentially tracking firearms like fingerprints. Using something called the NIBIN system, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, police can take images of fired cartridge cases they find at crime scenes and store those images in a national database. Whenever police find other bullet cases, they can see if the same weapon has been used in another crime, because each gun leaves its own unique physical marking on a cartridge case whenever it fires a bullet. Today, Kavanaugh promised to prosecute anyone who commits a federal offense using a gun that shows up in the NIBIN system to bring the strongest charges possible.
By prioritizing these cases for federal prosecution, we are focusing our resources on the firearms that we know have connections to violence and the people who possess them.
Tonight at 6, I'll tell you more why police departments have not been able to use the NIBIN system before and how it'll be more accessible to police departments throughout Southwest Virginia. Reporting live in Roanoke, I'm Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
Lindsay, thank you. School shootings are pushing law enforcement to look at alternative ways to keep students safe. An organization is training first responders through active shooter events to be prepared if something should happen. I caught up with some people and trainers who are pleased first responders are working together to make safety a top priority.
I was really surprised when I first opened that I would see as many college kids as I did.
Savannah Oaks owns Wondrous Books in Salem. She takes pride in creating a safe space for everyone.
It feels really rewarding.
It's why Oaks is pleased law enforcement are training at Roanoke College, taking a proactive approach to make sure students are safe as well.
I think it's amazing.
Any type of an active shooter situation.
Executive Director for the Cardinal Criminal Training Academy, Gary Moore, says they train several law enforcement members across the region. The sole purpose of the training is to eliminate an active shooter.
We're training on those tactics on how to get in and save people.
Moore says 30 first responders are training at Roanoke College for 5 days. Now, staff spend a few days in a classroom teaching takedown tactics. The other days are putting those tactics into use.
Movements down hallways, making sure that they're covering danger areas, threat zones, and things like that.
Moore says training like this is important, especially with the shooting that happened on Bridgewater College campus February of last year. It's where 2 campus police officers died in the shooting after responding to a suspicious person. Moore's son was a student during the incident.
I've never experienced the sheer stress that I felt under that.
Which is why Moore is pleased the Cardinal Training Academy can provide resources needed to make sure first responders can handle any situation.
It's 100% important. I can remember back in the early days with Columbine, a lot of those things really changed perspective.
Perspective for Oaks as well, who was a Bridgewater student prior to the shooting.
That did hit home for me because I knew a lot of people up there.
And it's why she's happy to know law enforcement is getting trained to make sure everyone feels safe.
Just having that extra, security is so great.
Students at Montvale Elementary School cheered on hundreds of motorcyclists today. Take a listen. The Run the Wall veteran biker group made a stop for lunch at the school. It's a decades-long tradition that started when the bikers spotted kids waving at them on their ride. The group makes trips every year to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial and honors the memory of people killed in action.
I don't know how to explain it. It's if you've done it, you know it. And until you've done the trip and you've experienced it, you can't explain it.
Veterans say they're grateful to be hosted year after year. Coming up tonight at 6, more on how school leaders say having lunch with a veteran teaches students a valuable lesson.
Alrighty, coming up, folks, swimming safety. The reminders for parents before you head to the pool.
Hornsby coming to the Coves at Smith Mountain Lake. And now, only for our insiders, you could win tickets. That's right, win tickets for a night of music. Not a WSLS insider? Sign up now. It's easy. It's free at WSLS.com.
Hardee's takes the time to hand bread their chicken because hand breading gives their chicken the perfect balance of juicy and crunchy. There's no other chicken like it, and Hardee's is the place to get it. My Rewards members get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Save more in May at Motor Mile Mitsubishi with Memorial Day savings all month long. New Mitsubishi inventory is here with new vehicles arriving daily.
The Sheeler Finance specialists are on site to give you a second chance with special financing offers to get you on the road today. Sheeler finances in-house, and we decide right now to get you approved.
It's happening now. Don't miss it. Memorial Day savings all month long at Motor Mile Mitsubishi on the Sheeler Motor Mile. Why start anywhere else?
My husband had a massive stroke, and I wanted to remodel the house so when he comes home, he will be able to utilize the house. We really wanted to make our bathroom state-of-the-art. So besides 3 different sprinkler heads in this enlarged shower, we decided to go with a body dryer, and also we put in a roll-under vanity. I highly recommend Easy Mobility Solutions.
Morning. Hardee's 2 for $5 mix and match breakfast starts your day with made-from-scratch sausage and egg biscuits, biscuit and gravy, or syrupy French toast dips. Pick any 2, just $5. My Rewards members get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Exclusive stories, behind-the-scenes access, and contests, all reserved only for WSLS insiders.
Join our family.
Get to know us better.
And we'll get to know you.
And we'll even remember your birthday.
Sign up. It's free. Become a WSLS insider at WSLS.com.
Memorial Day weekend will mark the unofficial start of summer, a time that a lot of families spend at the pool or at the beach.
But drowning is a leading cause of death for children here in the U.S. Rachel Lucas has more on how to keep kids safe in the water as the weather gets warmer.
It can happen in seconds.